Hi Keizer, welcome to the Mayor's Art Gala. We're so happy that you can join us tonight. We're filming this for those of you who can't be with us. It's been a wonderful event, over 100 people here, lots of artists, many of whom live in Keizer. And what we're doing is trying to support local business and local artists who are independent business owners, and at the same time provide art on our walls for all of our citizens to enjoy. It's a wonderful event, as you can tell. All the way down the hallway are the pieces that have been submitted. There's approximately 20 of them. We hope you'll get out and come and see all of the art that's in the community center. There'll be an explanation of what the inspiration for the art piece was by the artist. We've purchased a piece tonight. In fact, if you'll follow me, I'll show you what that piece looks like. And it's the very first piece that's going to be part of the Keizer Art Collection. So walk with me. Okay, so here's the piece. It's called Early Spring, and it's by artist Sherry Lord, who couldn't be with us tonight because she's in Cabo San Lucas, but nonetheless, her art's going to be with us for the next year. And as you can see, the colors blend beautifully, and the inspiration for that was an early spring day in the Mid-Willamette Valley. It's a spectacular piece. It's going to be perfect, a perfect start for the Keizer Art Collection. We hope to add a piece every single year, and those pieces will be on the walls of the community center so that for all Keizer residents to enjoy.
What are you carving on there, sir?
This is a piece of juniper out of the high desert up by Bend and Sisters. And I roam around. I can only carve dry wood. And I roam around through the desert. And this piece of wood, just this small piece, is over 200 years old, before George Washington was ever born. And it's just a real pleasure for me to be able to create something out of an old limb that the Ute Indians used to ride by in their horses. And now we get a chance to turn it into something that people want and enjoy.
That's cool.
You bet.
Well, basically, it's nature. I've always liked nature, and I go for walks and I see all of the interesting leaves, and I developed it into a painting where I paint each leaf and then I sew it together like a patched quilt. And I started that a few years ago, and I use a lot of metallic powder in the watercolor paint itself. And that allows the shimmer, and then I sew it together, stitch it together with actual thread, metallic thread, to put it all together. And it's a series of paintings that I've been doing, treasures from a walk, and it's just a nice way to bring together the colors of nature and merge quilting and painting.
I'm David Lewis. Sorry.
Can you tell me about your artwork tonight?
Well, I mostly paint night scenes. Both of these are, and I like to use dramatic lighting in the work. You don't usually use any photo reference. I kind of just, well, the locations are real, but the lighting is mostly just out of my head. I work in the studio at night, and I just imagine how it might look.
Thanks for your time.
Okay.
My name's Colleen Goodwin-Cronister, and my entry is right here. This is Upper North Falls, and it's a painting of the falls, actually, and you're peeking in between the salmon berries and you're looking at the falls, and it's a summer scene. And here's my youngest son and his wife and their 2 dogs. And we did it while they were on leave. He's in the Army, and I was thinking they'd never seen the falls before, so it was kind of a magical moment for them. My painting itself it's got a little bit of magic quality to it. It's like you're in a storybook and you just kind of popped into the scene.
Thank you for your time tonight.
You're welcome.
First of all, gosh, you know, how wonderful to have so many people show up for our little fledgling event. Brand new building. So how about a nice warm applause for what a gorgeous facility we're in. This is really our first event as a city, and this is our new living room. And I love the furniture. furniture. I love what you've done with the place. And you're going to see all of the art is displayed in the main hallway. But eventually what we're going to do is have a cabling system, and we're going to spread the art out so that it's going to come around to the front of the building as well. And the art will stay with us for a year. The artists, when they turn their piece in to be juried and then be hopefully selected to be the piece that we purchase, they agree to let their art stay in our building for a year. And so we get to enjoy local artists, the beautiful work that they've provided for us. And so many of them are here. As I'm looking out there, I'm seeing the little red ribbons and thinking, well, I have to tell you, when I first saw them, you're always nervous with a brand new event, and you're nervous about what type of art was going to be selected and what type of art would be hanging on our walls. And when I first saw it, literally, it took my breath away. And as I walked from piece to piece, I adore this piece. I just love it. But I also adore the piece that has the berry bushes that you push aside. And then you go to Linda Jacobson's piece, that's a fabric art piece. And then you go to it's just one after another that, as I'm sitting here talking to you, I'm getting chills thinking, how in the world could we be so lucky to have so many local artists that are so talented with such beautiful pieces? There's not a piece on these walls that isn't spectacular. So hats off and applause for the jury that selected these pieces for us. Third place, and this is Mark David Larson, and this is a triptych, and it's called Site Specific. And this is the winner of how much money?
$250.
This is our second place winner. This is Cynthia Heron, and the name of the piece is Summer Field with Pond. Please, a huge round of applause. Lovely piece. Everyone, Sherry Lord is the artist of this piece, and the name of it is Early Spring, and she's in Mexico. She says had she known she was going to win, she would have canceled the trip. I said, no, spend more money now that you're in there. So she's in Cabo, and so accepting on her behalf is going to be Robert Selby. And so this is the piece that we have purchased, and her purchase price, I want to say $1,200, and here's the piece that now no longer belongs to Sherry Lord, but now belongs to all of us in Keizer. And there you go. Mr. Selby, president of the Keizer Art Association, you don't get...
Curious thrill.
It is. Yes, absolutely. You don't get to keep the money, but you get to keep the thrill. Yeah, absolutely.
What brings you guys out here tonight?
We just came out and wanted to see some local art, I think, to see what's happening. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's about it. It wasn't any huge plan, it's just kind of a whim, on a whim. We decided to come out.
Thanks for your time tonight.
Thank you.
What brings you guys out tonight?
Well, I had Deanna White, one of the jurors, invited me to this event, and so I wanted to come. And I brought a friend and a sister-in-law.
Yes, and I'm here because I love supporting the arts. It's wonderful, and it's delightful to see so much wonderful stuff, and also see our new building. I live in Keizer, and this is my first experience coming up here. It's a beautiful building.
Can you tell me about your painting this evening?
Well, it's an acrylic, and it's on 4 panels, and it's a calla lily, and I like to break up the space and enlarge the flower.
Thanks for your time tonight.
You're welcome. It's good to be here.
Can I ask your guys' names and why you're here tonight?
I'm Greg and Teresa Wingett. And we're here tonight, for one, I maintain the building, and 2, I saw this art coming in, and I knew my wife would love to look at it. So we came down, and we're celebrating our anniversary at City Hall.
Thanks for your time tonight.
Oh, you're most welcome.
But yeah, it's great, isn't it? All the artwork and all the people out here and supporting the city.
And this is Marilyn's piece, and it's called Sunset Symphony, and mixed media. You can see it from there. And I'm going to turn the mic over to Marilyn so she can tell you a little bit about it and how she came to be. And you know what she just told me tonight? She does have Keizer roots. She went to Keizer Elementary, right? 6 years, Keizer Elementary.
And this is Sunset Symphony. It's done in mixed media. It's inspired by, a lot of my music is inspired by music, and I'm a synesthete. I see music as color and color as sounds, and I try and work that into it. So some are like musical notes worked in there, the highs and the lows, and the texture, and long notes, hard notes. So, and I love color, I love texture, and so it just seemed an apt name for this piece.
And Rex, this is Ann Altman, and her piece is called 9 Patch Horses. And so let me turn it over to you, and Ann will tell you how her inspiration came about for this piece.
This piece, I'm just really honored to have my piece hanging here in the Keizer City Hall. This piece is called 9 Patch Horses, and it's based on a quilt design. And I also thought that the horses, there's a lot of horses out in the countryside around here, so that was appropriate to the area. It's an acrylic painting, Ann Altman from Silverton.
This is Cynthia Heron, and her piece is Summerfield with a Pond. She's the second place winner. So she has just a wonderful piece that she's going to share with you about today.
Hi, and it's great to be here. It's an honor, and I'm very pleased that my piece got second place. And this is a landscape done out in Rickreall. It's inspired by these fields and this lovely pond. I also hope that it comes across as a poem about what potentialities are out there in terms of who we can be. I also have a fun time with textures and layers and sanding back in and adding color again. And as you can see, it's a triptych, so it's unified. 3 pieces all joined together as one. And I hope that it's an inspiring piece.
So it's my pleasure to introduce this piece called Sundance, and you may not be able to see on television that it's a fabric art piece, and it's by Linda Jacobson, who is our very own Keizer Art Association board member, and she helped organize and orchestrate this entire event this evening. So not only can she bring home the bacon, but she can fry it up in a pan, and while she's doing that, she's creating art. So let me turn the mic over to Linda so that she can share with you her inspiration for her piece called Sundance.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, the Keizer Civic Center is what inspired me to do this piece. Every time I come in this building, it is so bright and so sunny, regardless of what it's doing outside. And the more I looked at this building, the more I thought, it needs to be about sunshine. And so that's where this one came from, it's Sundance. There's just always vibrant sunshine, brightness inside this facility. And I started with a slice from an Oregon thunder egg, and that becomes the orb of the sun, and surrounded it with about 2,500 little tiny beads, and then incorporated my fabric and my trademark little tucks on the side that give light.